Welcome. I'm Harmony Slater, your host of the Finding Harmony podcast. Over the past 20 years, I've taught thousands of yoga teachers and students to explore the intersection between ancient wisdom and modern everyday life, using mind-body practices to heal, awaken, and manifest their dreams from the inside out. This podcast is a sanctuary for those feeling overwhelmed by life's challenges. Are you ready to jump in and discover how these challenges aren't actually in the way, but are the way to finding harmony? Let's invite the magic back in. What if the practice isn't about becoming better at yoga asana, but it's actually about seeing more clearly who you are? In today's Finding Harmony podcast episode, I am exploring this question with two beautiful human beings, Ricardo Martin and Inês Moraes, founders of Ashtanga House Faro. This is a beautiful space that's rooted in the traditional Ashtanga yoga practice, but the way that they teach is a deep expression of their understanding of the human experience, which is holistic, integrative, and contemplative. Their work goes beyond just postures. It weaves together the Mysore-style practice along with pranayama, chanting, Vedanta, non-dual philosophy, and meditation. And they truly invite students into a relationship with yoga that's not just about performance, it's not about perfection, but it's about deeply listening with awareness and inner clarity. This conversation, we are exploring how the practice evolves when it's grounded in a philosophy that's deeper than just the physical form, and how these teachings of Vedanta and non-duality have reshaped the way that Ricardo and Inês understand effort and identity and even the purpose of the practice itself. This conversation is really about bringing our understanding of practice into a context where it can become a path for self-discovery. And we're shifting the perspective from one that's focused on doing to one that's looking at being. And so I know you're going to get a lot out of this conversation. If you love Ashtanga yoga and you're curious about practicing at the Ashtanga House Faro, you can come and find me teaching there July 7th to the 11th. I'm offering a 5-day Mysore intensive where we'll also be including pranayama, chanting, embodiment practices, working with the elements, and exploring the energetic field. So this is going to be a very immersive, beautiful, transformative 5 days in this gorgeous city in the south part of Portugal. I would love to see you there. Registration is open and spots are limited. So sign up now. You can find all the details in the show notes, and let's jump into this beautiful conversation, which I know you'll walk away from feeling just richer for being a part of it. Hi, welcome, Ricardo. And Inês.
Hi, hello.
Hi,
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure to have you.
Inviting us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So just to give some people some background, our listeners some background, we met in Faro, which is where you live and where you are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Have you lived there your whole life?
No.
No, but near around
Yeah.
60 kilometers from Faro, also
Okay.
in Algarve in Portugal.
Yeah.
So we are quite used to the sun and the beach and nice weather.
Yeah.
And we were talking like maybe living in a snow country or snow place. To, it's so different from here. Maybe we would struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're so
Because we
fortunate.
don't know.
You live in paradise down there in the beautiful Algarve.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
We can't complain.
No. But I'm curious, because I came to your yoga school, and you have this beautiful yoga school there in Faro, Portugal, and I'm coming again soon.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to just share what is like, because it's such a beautiful, special energy that you two have created down there. And so I want people to get to know you. And I'm so curious about like what brought you into yoga? What was your journey into this Ashtanga yoga? Why did you start practicing?
You start.
My journey into yoga was actually, it was in college, in the beginning of college. I joined Shala and Ashtanga Shala and started from there.
Was that in Faro or Lisbon or where was
In
it?
Coimbra.
In Coimbra. Ah,
Do you know?
yeah, with Raquel.
I practiced with you. Yeah, of course. There.
I remember. And so what was it that like drew you? Like, why did you say, I want to start practicing yoga in college in Coimbra?
Yeah. I was feeling very, very lost before college, before it.
Yeah.
And I went in some Hatha yoga classes in my hometown in Portimão, Algarve. Then I was there for a few months and I enjoyed it. But then I entered college and I think that there was no Hatha yoga there, or I don't know. There was Raquel Shala there, like in the middle of Coimbra, and I just joined, and I never stopped from there,
What benefits did you notice? Why didn't you stop? Why did you keep going?
Yeah.
And like then you obviously sought out other teachers and started going deeper.
I felt very lost at the time. And I was looking for some role models, men.
Yeah.
Role models. And I looked at my teachers and at my family and at politicians, and I didn't like anyone. And I started to see these teachers, especially at that time, the Ashtanga teachers. And I really like them, oh, these guys are cool and they are not old and they are cool and calm. They never age. They are all fit. So, I think that it was like a big thing for me. It's very futile, but I think that
it reminds me that David Williams, who was sort of the grandfather of Ashtanga yoga in North America, right? He would say what started him on the path of yoga was he was looking around his neighborhood and everyone was getting older and sicker. And then when he looked in the yoga field, people looked healthy and like
exactly
ageless. And so he thought, well,
I want the same thing.
I want to do this path where people are not getting older and sicker, but are staying vital and living these healthy, vibrant lives into their old age.
Yeah.
So it was similar for you.
Then a few years later, this popped up in my head that I had yoga before that, that I just erased from my memory. Don't know why, but it's very funny, actually. I just went when I was like, I don't know, maybe 12 or 13 to a yoga school. I just forgot that. I don't know why. Yeah. And it was like in a small town in Algarve, and I just have this memory of being like in a small room. It's very funny. In a old building, Portugal at the time was not even that hype as it is now.
Yeah.
And I was there with an Indian Swami.
Oh, wow.
That's wow. And I remember that he was like telling people about meditation. And I just remember that he was saying, imagine this bean and the second bean next to it, and just focus in the space between them.
Oh, amazing. That's so interesting. What a fascinating way to teach meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my journey in yoga, I think that it began there.
Yeah, it must have. Yeah, and you have quite an interest in like these deeper aspects of yoga, like meditation as well now.
Yeah, we are Vedanta students. We have a Swami teacher.
Yeah, so the bean was planted, so to speak.
Definitely. Wow, definitely. Yeah. And I just remember it like maybe 8 or 9 years after practicing Ashtanga. Oh no, I was with a Swami. Oh my God.
Yeah. How about you, Inês? How did you get into the practice of Ashtanga yoga?
Okay, so Ashtanga started with Ricardo. After he came back from Mysore, he started to teach there in Portimão.
Yeah.
And I started practicing because I was already looking for starting yoga.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find anything. So he was my friend already. So I was, okay, so let's start, let's try. And after the first month of practicing once a week, I started practicing every day.
Yeah.
And I never stopped. So it was amazing for me because I'm not a physical person. I never practiced anything so consistently.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's how Ashtanga started. He already started a few years before me, but yeah, so we were together in that.
And then did you go to Mysore together the next time?
No.
Just the one
he
time?
He went to Mysore and I've never been there.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet.
Then life continued on.
And life continued on. Yeah,
it was it. Yeah.
That's it.
We had bites to go to India in
we bought
2020.
Yeah, 2020.
We had like the tickets,
and the visa,
everything,
sure.
but then COVID came.
Oh my gosh.
Since then, we didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Life had other plans for you. And then you had your beautiful baby. Benjamin.
Yes, exactly.
And what brought you into the Vedanta studies deeper?
So again, you started first.
Yeah.
You found the teacher.
Yeah. I was never like a physical person also.
Yeah.
So I started like this Ashtanga yoga, this yoga path, because of some emotional problems and for peace of mind, basically. So it was like a natural path. I went into Asana, and Asana gave me that peace and that strength and stability. But then I wanted more, and I ended up inquiring, how can I deep my practice? And I just discovered this Vedanta teacher in Mysore. He was called Arvind Pare. And from there, I went back to Portugal, and I just looked for his teacher, his guru, and his lineage. He comes from Swami Saraswati, which was a big figure in Advaita Vedanta. And then I just stick to other teachers who were in the same lineage as him. It was it.
Amazing. You came home and then you started looking at this lineage of Dayananda Saraswati, and then you found other teachers that were teaching in that lineage, in that tradition.
Exactly, yeah.
And then it was basically online that it sounds like that you really kind of immersed yourself. Yeah.
And then with our current teacher, she is a Brazilian monk.
Oh, wow.
And she lives in Nagpur, in a Gurukulam there.
Oh.
And she came to our home one time.
Wow.
And she's coming again now in April 9. It's amazing, from India to Portugal, that's wow.
Incredible.
Our home,
That's so amazing. And so is she going to teach then philosophy classes for you and your students? Yeah. Beautiful.
She will do satsanga on April 9th. She will. It's the second satsanga here. Last time we had it on the 1st of July, and she will come back because she's actually settling again. She's going back to Brazil to create the Gurukulam, and therefore on the way between Brazil and India, she stops in Portugal and she stays here for a few days. Yeah.
Yeah. So nice too that you can learn in Portuguese from somebody who's gone deep into that.
Wow. Yeah.
Exactly. It's so
amazing.
Much easier also.
Yeah, that's a real obstacle that I think when you're from English speaking places, you don't necessarily have to accommodate for so much of the obstacle of translation. And often we're getting translations from Sanskrit or Hindi or another language. But then if you're speaking Portuguese, which maybe hasn't had so much widespread translation, you have to translate again to English and then translate in your mind to Portuguese.
Yeah,
exactly.
It must
cause
a lot of
Brazil actually
struggles that way.
That's definitely. Brazil actually have already, Gloria Ariera, she already translated a lot of the books from Vedanta philosophy. Yeah. So we have this translation from Brazil. Yes. Yeah. But it's Portuguese from Brazil. It's a little bit different, but of course, it's
close enough.
It's still the same. It's still the same language.
It's the same language.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you feel like studying Vedanta has brought to your practice of Ashtanga yoga and even your teaching?
Well, for me, it was like just chill, just gave me like the chill out with my asana practice. And that's not this poses, this method. It's a way to purify the mind and to life. So chill, chill about it.
Like don't stress out so much about whether you can buy Asana
don't
D
beat
or not.
yourself. Don't burn out to just jump around. That's not the purpose of it. It gave me like that kind of distance to my asana practice. Make it more healthy.
Yeah, so I'm hearing like you feel like it was a benefit to your practice, that you were able to kind of keep it more in perspective and have a healthy relationship with asana.
Yeah, because I was like many Ashtangis, I was like obsessed with it.
Right.
With the practice, I wanted more asanas, and I was creating like this identity that I was a very disciplined person. And if I did not practice one day or some asana, that identity was getting like, in English, it's very tough to
like it was like more, you were getting, I'm thinking like down on yourself, like you were being critical of like, yourself if you didn't practice.
Very critical. That's it. Yeah.
Like kind of judging or feeling like, oh, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So attached to the practice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was building like a mask of a very tough, disciplined person. And when I didn't get there, I was like very sad and very annoying.
Yeah.
And Vedanta gave me like openness, like the scheme of yoga, of Indian thought.
What would you say that like the heart is then of Vedanta or yoga, like yoga in from a Vedanta perspective? If it's not like this discipline, rigid, like this practice, what's the openness? What does the heart of yoga or Vedanta reveal about the practice?
Yeah. Well, I don't feel very comfortable teaching Vedanta because I'm just a student and I don't know many things. I'm trying like to
you're
figure
still
it
learning
out like every day. So I'm
but for you, from your perspective,
I think Vedanta has like the core teaching is that everything is one, like a we in the world. Like they say jiva, jagadishvara, which means the essence of me, the creation and the creator is one, is the same. This is like the core teaching of it. But it's very hard to get into that. If our minds were sharp enough, it was enough to hear that and to get enlightened,
Right.
But that doesn't happen.
Not very often.
We hear that. No. We hear that. It sounds very cool, very appealing, but we can't get that. So the role of yoga, of meditation, pranayama, everything, it's to clear the mind so that teaching can fire up in us.
Yeah, so you can experience it a little bit better.
In a nutshell, it is about it.
Yeah.
Vivekananda was to say that all you need to do is clear the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that metaphor of polishing.
It will shine by itself.
Yeah, polishing the mirror.
Exactly.
I think it's such a profound metaphor because when you polish the mirror, right, then what do you see is yourself.
Exactly. But our mirrors are very dirty.
Yeah. And I think we spend so much time. To me, it is sort of the essence of where yoga is always pointing us and guiding us. And like all spiritual practice is we look outside and we see all the things that are wrong with the world and with other people. And, we're always like pointing outside of ourselves to like, oh, that's the problem. And they're struggling with this and could be fixed. And there's this happening out there. And that's like taking all of our attention out. And when you polish the mirror and what's revealed is yourself, it's actually showing you oh, all of the problems and solutions are also right here, like in my own mind and heart, right? And so I think it's so beautiful that way.
And I feel like Vedanta is such a practical philosophy. That's why it attracts us into it, into know more, into hear more about it, and to read about it. Is that it brings so much practicality. Yes, if we just stay in that part of we are only one, maybe most people won't understand. But when we start to read and to listen to the classes, it's very practical. And
it helps you
it helps us
in everyday life.
In our everyday life. Yeah, definitely. And in our practice of Ashtanga, and meditation as well.
How would you say, like as a mother and a yoga teacher and someone who has a business and is running a yoga school, how would you say that it's brought this practicality of it? How has it helped you do all of these things with more ease?
Yes, I feel much more calmer. It's very easy to get irritated and upset and sad and all the feelings. But when I think of Vedanta, when I think in Vedanta, I can go back to myself, to breathe again, and to think that tomorrow will be a better day. Tomorrow I'll feel a little bit better and be a much better person to Benjamin, because he really deserves the best of us. And also, he needs to see us upset or sad or happy, these natural feelings. But we don't have to transmit to him everything we feel, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm sad today, I'm sorry, or I'm upset with this, but it's not you. It's never about him. Yeah. And that's very important, because I feel like when we grow up, well, at least with me, I felt like these emotions from parents always on us, always on the children. And and when they are so small, they don't understand, they don't process this. They just go on, and someday they are adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we have the rest of our lives to understand, to go back and forth.
Yeah. 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 So I'm hearing it's giving you a deeper type of self-awareness and self-acceptance of
some distance, some
distance, yes.
Healthy distance from me and the world.
Yeah. Yeah. And even like I'm hearing like emotional experiences rather than maybe trying to resist them or suppress them or try to be perfect and not have them or like get away from them. You're able to kind of just be with them as an experience that's arising and not feel like it means anything about who you are in your core being.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, one core teaching which helps us a lot with Benjamin and with like all the business and family life, and it's like this knowledge that everything is changing, and it will be changing forever.
Yeah.
So Vedanta says is that we are trying to get into a point of safeness in something that will never be stable, which is the world. Because the world is many things. It's good for growing up. It has nice experiences, but it just has not the power to bring that comfort and that safeness and that stability, we need to find it in other places, not in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, because the world is always changing and it has good experiences and or like pleasant experiences and painful experiences, and we can't keep them steady. We can't like hang on to them.
No.
Yeah. And so we have to go deeper, it sounds
when we accept that the world is as it is, we don't expect anymore like the world to bring us happiness, and it becomes very light in a way that you don't expect that big things from the world. Just live and chill.
Live and chill. Yeah, that's so interesting. I think that's maybe like a piece of spiritual practice that we don't necessarily think about or focus on so much, but like the expectations, the anticipations of what we should be or where we want to be or what like enlightenment feels like, or right? These are all expectations or anticipations of something that then prevent us from actually being present to what is, which
definitely
is truly like the enlightened state, right? Being in the present moment with exactly everything as it is and recognizing that it's all perfect just the way it is.
Yeah.
Even the unpleasant things or even the painful things, because you're connected to something that's beyond the reality that we're seeing, right? The reality that we see with our eyes. You're connected more to reality that's unchanging, to that one thing that is steady, that you can't see because everything we see changes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Powerful, powerful. So I'm assuming that with this sort of as your background and your main, to me, I think also from knowing you, it's like your passion in your practice and in your lives. This is like the anchor of yoga for you. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think it's like the anchor of yoga, like universally also, if we were to talk about like
I think so also, yeah.
the teachings of yoga.
When I'm talking with other people about yoga, I try not to impose my opinion in someone else. But yeah, I also think so. Every practices we do, and I think that they must lead to this quest. Otherwise, it's just being in the world.
Yeah, and we get like chasing, exactly, whether you're chasing certification or another posture or some status of recognition or fame or I don't know, money or whatever the thing is that we're chasing.
It's all temporary anyway, so.
Yeah. It's just like being in the Maya, in the illusion. And you could do that in the realm of yoga or like the round of football. It's the same.
Exactly. The same mindset.
Yeah. Beautiful. So it's like kind of like taking you out or like giving you that distance to see the patterns that we play out of or the roles or the characters that maybe we take on, and seeing them as just like a character or a role or a pattern rather than identifying with it so much.
And it's a daily practice. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
So for those people who are like kind of curious about this, because like I think the asana is kind of straightforward. We know what to do. It's like move your body, breathe, focus your mind. Okay. But like if someone's listening to this and they're thinking like, oh, I'm really curious about this deeper experience of yoga, and you're saying it's a daily practice, what do you think is something that would help a student who wants to have this distance and this perspective and this understanding of themselves and the world? Like if I was your student and I came to you and I said, how do I start practicing this Vedanta philosophy? How do I start creating this mindset or this inner experience of unity or oneness or yoga? What would you tell me to do?
Start slowly, maybe.
How did you start? You started with a meditation practice, or did you start with like, what did you start with?
I think finding, there is the podcast also. There is Swami Sarvapriyananda, and he also has very interesting talks on Vedanta, something more introductory.
Yeah.
To start with something that has a title that you connect with and that can definitely help you starting. Yes.
I think that if he is very curious about it, I think that he would watch some free stuff online.
Okay.
From a good Swami.
Yeah.
Because there are many free stuff online.
I know.
Very good, very good things. Yes.
And it would be my recommendation.
Okay, so start discovering, learning the philosophy, studying the philosophy, either books or like podcasts from a good teacher.
YouTube, I think that's a good source. Actually, I think that there are many good teachers there.
Like how often do you like listen to something every day? Do you like sit and contemplate how to bring it into your life? Like how do I like move from philosophy and learning into something that's experiential.
Yeah. In Vedanta, listening is a practice itself. It is called Shravanam. It is like, as we have our asana practice, it's also practice, like to sit down and to watch some Swami talking.
Okay.
And I think that it will be like the first thing to deepen this knowledge, to commit with some free course, like 10 classes or 5 classes, and to engage as a practice. Turn off your phone and everything and just sit there and be there.
Ooh, I like what you're saying, because I think that's something coming from, I have a degree in philosophy and religious studies. So I'm like, I love learning and like thinking about concepts and like learning new things. And I think that's actually a piece of the yoga practice that we don't talk about very much. And I love that you're introducing it here, which is like, as much as, stretching your body for God is part of the yoga practice, having a dedicated time of actual study and learning and like focusing your mind on yoga, like the teachings. And I think that's like a vital part of, also Ashtanga yoga, Swadhyaya, right? It's right there in the niyamas. But it's also a part of like other types of yogic traditions like Ramakrishna and Vivekananda and their lineage. That's really a part of it, right? Is they'll do kirtan and the singing, and then they have teaching. And that's like your practice is being in that devotional energy and then drawing your mind towards learning about yoga. And it's not dissimilar from church in a way, right? Or like Catholicism, where people would go and even daily take communion and like focus the mind on a little teaching, a little like touching into that tradition or those teachings in a way where it's engaging the mind rather than just like working out the body.
Exactly, yeah. Actually, when podcasts came to the world, not podcasts, the audio recordings.
Yeah.
Swami Dayananda used to say that he'd recorded some things and he said, okay, now you take this home, you put my photo in front of you, light a candle and listen.
Yeah.
For 1 hour. And that's a practice.
Yeah.
So it's a practice. It's a spiritual practice.
And it's quite difficult nowadays with so much. And if you are quite a person of productivity and action and always trying to do like multiple things at the same time, like me, it's hard to, because podcasts are like kind of a leisure or like relaxed time, but this has to be more serious, to sit and to listen and to write down, to listen to the chanting. So it's important to just do that, not cook while listening to the class or to the talk. Exactly. Yeah. So it has to be practiced.
Yeah, I love that you're bringing awareness to that, because I think that is the biggest struggle in our modern day world is we have access to all of these resources and beautiful teachings and, different people and their expertise. And like you say, we put on a podcast and then we're cleaning the house or making dinner or walking the dogs or driving somewhere to school, like dropping the kids off to school or whatever it is. We're doing many things. And so we're kind of listening, but not listening because our mind has to be split. And so depending on where the focus priority is, if all of a sudden like there's a car coming, you got to like really focus on the road. You're not listening anymore. You're focusing on driving, right? And so there's sort of this, like we're maybe getting, I don't even know what the percentage would be, but let's say like on a good day, 50% or less, right?
Or less.
And what you're talking about is like really having a set aside time to actually study as if you were like in a classroom at school where you're listening to the instructor and you're taking notes and you're thinking about it. And that's all you're doing is just being there with the thoughts and thinking about them and the subject and really like absorbing it, which is a very different way of listening. That's like actively listening versus like kind of just passively, it's in the background noise.
Actually, in this tradition, they are very much into mantra japa. It's like the main practice outside the knowledge itself.
Yeah.
It's to do mantra japa. And they say that the only purpose of it is to get our mind focused.
Yeah.
So we can be able to listen to the class like fully, which they say it's very difficult. So that's why we take mantra japa, to be like into the class, like very focused into it.
Yeah. So the mantra japa, you do it every day so that you can go into the class.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love that actually. What do you feel like has been the benefit of doing the mantra japa for you?
It is the focus. It is developing the devotion.
Each mantra has a Ishta Devata, which we choose our Ishta Devata. So we also work on focus in the same time into devotion of it, or some form of God or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I love japa also. I find it is just the most powerful practice. And it's devotional, yes, but also just the vibration, whether it's chanted or just internally, is so purifying for the body and the mind. And it has the frequency, like that's just like magic, right? It's like this magic frequency that does very interesting things, I think, to your mind and your body. And like you said, it's very hard, actually. I think it's very challenging for us, especially people who are maybe a little bit more attached to Ashtanga yoga. And I think when we're practicing Ashtanga yoga, we are often using the practice as like a workout, and often people who are drawn to the practice also are like, I need to move my body. I need to, like, they have so much energy kind of stuck in their system that they need to like kind of exhaust their system before they can focus their mind. And the japa and the mantra and like being still and like doing that is a different way of disciplining your body and your mind.
Oh, definitely.
It is very good for focus, I think, too, like you're saying.
Very, very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
In my case, it also helped with the Ashtanga practice, because when I was practicing just asana, I was seeing it as like I need to do it like every day, the full series, otherwise I don't feel good, In this mantra japa, doing it every day with no day off, like every day I wake up and sit down. It gave me that feeling of, okay, now I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm good. Now I can practice asana or not,
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Because I still love to do asana.
Yeah, of course. But you're not like feeling like, I have to do a whole series or like 2 series.
Exactly.
And other aspects, which I find it very interesting, is that when we are in some struggle or some moments that we need some help, we go back to the mantra and we just mentally say it a few times. And it also helps a lot. So yes, without that, what do you do?
Totally. I feel like it's so powerful. In so many different situations and circumstances in my life, whether it was giving birth or whether it's going into a stressful thing that I'm feeling anxious about, or when I was having like an appendicitis, or like anytime that I'm feeling a lot of intense emotion or physical pain or, different things, always I come back to mantra. It's such a lifeline. It's like just the chanting. Again, it can be mental or external, but like it just gives you a sense, I think, especially when you have an established practice in it, it gives you a sense of like, I'm not alone. There's energies here that are helping me. And it just like takes you through. I don't know. There's something about it that's very powerful that I think we don't.
Yes.
We often skip over if you're only understanding Ashtanga yoga from the lineage of Pattabhi Jois and Sharat Jois, because it wasn't emphasized in their teachings, although Pattabhi Jois was always chanting mantra. He just didn't teach us to chant mantra.
Maybe people were not interested. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd see him. He would do like this with his finger on the chair. You could just feel it. It was really interesting.
Wow.
And I would just watch him like sitting in silence. He'd do it really slow, like just moving his finger. And I was like, man, he's just chanting mantra constantly.
Amazing.
Yeah, but never really spoke about it. Pattabhi Jois came from a very orthodox kind of Brahmanical line where even the Gayatri mantra was reserved for Brahmins. It wasn't to be taught to Westerners. And so because of the power of these mantras, they're so really supercharged with energy. And so they weren't really teaching them. And I remember even one conference, Sharat talked a lot about mantra and that you should have a practice of chanting mantra. And people said, what kind of mantra?
Really?
Yeah. They said, well, what should we chant? And he said, you should chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, because it's a good universal mantra for everyone.
Sure.
Yeah. And so
to chant it.
Yeah, he said you don't need initiation. You can just chant that mantra. It's good for everyone. And but he talked often about, I don't know often, but definitely one conference I was in, he spent a lot of time getting people to chant the mantra and talking about how he chants mantra and how it's an important practice and it's part of yoga and spiritual evolution or spiritual practice. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to come and teach at your shala in Faro in the summer. I will be there for it. Yeah, in hot July. I'm going to be sweating, I'm sure.
Yeah, it will be mini India.
Yeah, but we can go to the beach and swim in the ocean.
Sure,
so that'll be nice.
Sure.
Every day.
Yeah, every day and see beautiful little Benjamin again. The little guru.
Yeah, you'll find him huge.
I'm sure. Oh, I can't wait. He's going to be amazing. Big. So tell everyone where they can come practice with you. If they're on vacation in Faro, or maybe they're living in Faro, or they're going to the Algarve, how can they find your new beautiful school?
Look for us, Ashtanga House Faro. We have Instagram, websites, everything, Google Maps. It's very easy it's very easy to find us. Yes, so now we are in the center of Faro, and it's a third floor. We still have that feeling of a house, but it's completely independent from our house now.
Yeah.
And nice with the terrace, nice shala.
The terrace next to the shala, even practice.
We can practice outside.
We can practice outside and inside at the same time, which is nice.
That'll be nice in the summer.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Good. Well, I hope everyone comes and joins us in July and comes and sees your beautiful new school with the terrace and and Faro's just such a gorgeous city. So popular now. Algarve's the number one vacation spot in Europe, I think.
I know.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's getting hype. Yeah.
It's getting a lot.
And Faro is growing a lot now. Yeah. It's growing a lot. Yesterday, we went to some inauguration of a big art gallery. Wow. In Faro. Huge. Yeah, full of people packed.
Wow.
Faro is growing up, man.
Amazing. Well, I think that you're going to be the heart of, yoga practice, Vedanta, Ashtanga in Faro for sure. So many people will be coming.
We hope so.
Yeah.
We hope so.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. It was so lovely to connect with you again.
Thank you, Harmony.
Wait, before you go, if this conversation resonated with you and you're feeling called to explore this work more deeply, then please come and find me in person in Portugal this summer. I'll be teaching in Lisbon at Agora Yoga from June 25th to the 28th. And then you can come on down to Faro from July 7th to the 11th. These are 2 opportunities to have an immersive experience in beautiful spaces, reconnect with your body, refine your practice, take a little vacation, and learn to listen in a more intuitive and sustainable way. All the details are in the show notes. I cannot wait to meet you there. That's it. We've concluded another episode of the Finding Harmony podcast. I just want to thank you so much for doing the work that changes the world, starting with yourself. It truly does make a huge difference. Please make sure you have your automatic downloads turned on wherever you listen so you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. I have so much more magic I can't wait to share with you. Lastly, if you're on Instagram, I love connecting and hearing from you. So come on over and say hello at Finding Harmony Podcast. And you can also come say hello to me personally at Harmony Slater Official. Thank you again for being here. I cannot wait to share more with you in our next episode.